Yeah, gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Holiday Schlock, where it's a review of the movie Scary or Die. What's so funny? Not this movie. It's not even really that scary. Can't quite figure out where they got the title for this movie from, but anyway, it's an anthology movie, and well, the movie starts off with somebody that appears to be on a laptop clicking on all kinds of different stories come to life. The first one is called The Crossing, and it's about these rednecks who are shooting Mexicans at the border. Yeah, of course, continue the stereotype. But what the rednecks don't realize is that all the Mexicans that they shoot are coming back to life as zombies, and, well, they wind up getting the two rednecks and their girlfriend. Maybe it's one of their girlfriends, I'm not really sure. Winds up getting away, but the Border Patrol winds up getting her. The next one is called Tai Jung's Lament, I think. I'm not sure. I'm probably mispronouncing that. It's about a widower who finds a woman who's pretty much almost an exact double of his late wife. He saves her from getting robbed and beaten and all this other stuff. And so for his reward, the woman invites her to her place, where he thinks he's gonna get some real fun times then, but it turns out she's a vampire, and the last thing you see is a guy walking towards the apartment, and you see in his little bag he's carrying the words Van Helsing. Or is it Von Helsing? I'm not sure. Remembered is about a hitman who stuffs his latest victim in the trunk of his car, and he thinks he can still hear him yelling, screaming, everything like that. It's pretty much like Telltale Heart. I think it pretty much ends the same way too. I don't really remember that one. It's kind of hard to remember and easy to forget. Clown is about a man who gets bitten by, well, pretty much what you see right there. Actually, that's what he becomes. A sort of were-clown. That's what he becomes. And by the end of that story, he winds up getting shot at a playground because he pulls out a fake gun to fool the police. And the last thing you see is his girlfriend pushing a carriage, and inside the carriage is, of course, their baby, but the baby has really big red shoes and the whole 9 yards. Yeah. The last one is called Lover Come Back, and it's about a woman who's beaten to death by her ex-husband, who comes back to life, winds up getting revenge on her ex-husband, and it was honestly the shortest story of the whole movie. And it turns out that the one who has the laptop clicking on all the stories is actually the woman from the final story. So, yeah. So, why did this movie suck? Well, like most anthology horror movies, you got some good stories and got some bad stories, and none of these were really all that good. To me, probably the weirdest one was the longest one, and that was a clown, because you got this guy who gets bitten by a clown at his little brother's birthday party, and that's pretty much why this movie's being reviewed for Holiday Schlock. It was long and just started becoming more and more confusing. And by the end of it, you kind of think to yourself, maybe we're taking this gun thing a little too far with the police, but I don't know. It was just a really weird story. I mean, seeing the poor guy become an evil, child-hungry clown, it was like John Wayne Gacy meets It, and it was really, really bad. The Crossing, I didn't like it because it was pretty much more or less a racist movie that becomes a zombie film, and it was really, really bad. The Lament story, wasn't big on it, but the Van Helsing ending was a little strange. Remembered, not great. Just couldn't follow it all that much. And a lot of people in this movie played different parts in the movie too. So yeah, but I don't know. This has actually appeared in 2 top 10s I've done so far. I think it appeared in my worst anthology horror movies, and I think it also appeared in my worst clown horror movies, even though it was only had one clown story, and that's the one that pretty much took up most of this movie, but it was pretty bad. Before I wrap this up, I want to tell you guys, St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to have a special episode of the Holiday Schlock that I hope you guys will tune in for. And it's going to be, of course, a really bad St. Patrick's Day horror movie. So I hope you guys will check that out. But that's going to do it for this edition. If you've seen this movie, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. And, of course, if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror movie that wasn't very scary, but it made your brain die, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on. And don't have much of a fear of clowns, just really bad clown horror movies.